You have learned in previous lectures that a single fixed pulley helps you to apply the effort in a convenient direction. So why do we use a single fixed pulley? Because you can lift up the load by applying the effort in a convenient direction, that is downwards, and the mechanical advantage of a single fixed pulley is equal to 1. That is, you're lifting up an amount of load and you are applying an equal amount of effort, but only the direction of application of the effort is in a convenient direction. You have also learned in previous lectures that a single movable pulley contains a pulley which moves along with the load and you apply the effort in upward direction. So although in a single movable pulley, the mechanical advantage is equal to 2, that is, you can lift up a much heavier load by applying a smaller effort, but the effort applied is in an inconvenient direction, that is in the upward direction, like this. So in a single movable pulley, you do not apply the effort in a convenient direction. So what can we do if we want a pulley system in which we are lifting a much heavier load by applying a smaller effort, and also the effort is being applied in a convenient direction? So what can we do to obtain such a pulley system? Well, in that case, we need a pulley system in which we have a fixed pulley. Along with that, we have a movable pulley which moves along with the load, like in this animation. You know, in a pulley system at equilibrium, that is when the pulley is not moving, the different segments of the strings of the pulley have a tension force in them. That is, a tension force is balancing the load and the effort in an equilibrium position. So let us try to find out which are the different tensions which are acting in a movable pulley system. So the various forces which are acting on this movable pulley system is the effort in downward direction and the load in upward direction. Also, the different tension in the segments of the string would be acting in upward direction. So the tension can be denoted by the letter T. So these are the tension which are acting on the different segments of the strings of a movable pulley system. Like this. So the different tension or T is balancing the load and the effort, and these are equal to each other, so that at equilibrium, when effort is not being applied by you, the pulley system should not move. So from this you can understand that the two tension in the two of the strings is balancing the load. So load can be written as T plus T, that is equal to 2T. So load can be written as equal to 2T. And you can see that effort is being balanced by this tension on this particular string. So effort can be written as equal to T. Now to calculate the different features of a movable pulley system, that is the mechanical advantage, the velocity ratio, we need to consider three factors. These are that the mass of the string and the mass of the pulley is taken to be negligible. That is, we neglect the mass of the string and the mass of the pulley when we do the following calculations. Also, the friction between the string and the surface rim of the pulley is also taken to be negligible. That is, we consider that in this pulley system, there is no friction between the string and the rim of the pulley. And thirdly, we consider that the different pulley bearings and the axle is free of any friction. That is, we are considering a frictionless pulley system. So to calculate how much this movable pulley system magnifies our effort, we need to calculate the mechanical advantage. So mechanical advantage denoted by MA, you know, mechanical advantage is the ratio of the load is to effort. So load we have calculated to be equal to 2T and effort we have calculated to be T. So from here we can write mechanical advantage is equal to 2 because T factor gets cancelled out. So in a movable pulley system, the mechanical advantage is equal to 2 when you have one single fixed pulley combined with one single movable pulley. Thus, a movable pulley system acts as a force multiplier. That is, you are applying a smaller effort, but you are lifting a load which is double the size of the effort. Now, what about the velocity ratio? For finding out velocity ratio, you know we need to find out how much the effort moves and how much the load is moving in doing the work. So if we consider the distance traveled by one string segment to be d, then the effort when applied in downward direction will be moving twice the distance, because both the string is moving when we apply effort. So effort can be written as equal to 2d, that is the distance traveled by effort is equal to 2d. Also, when you apply the effort, the load is moving one distance d. So distance moved by the load will be d, because it is moving only one half the distance the effort is moving. So the displacement of the effort or the distance moved by the effort can be said as 2d or twice the distance as the load is moving. That is, displacement of load is only single d. Now for finding out the velocity ratio, you know velocity ratio is equal to the ratio of displacement of effort is to displacement of load. So we have calculated previously that displacement of effort is equal to 2d and the displacement of load is equal to d. So from this, velocity ratio can be written as equal to 2, because the d factor gets cancelled out. So the velocity ratio of a movable pulley system when you have one single fixed pulley along with a single fixed movable pulley is equal to 2. Now to find out that how much efficient your movable pulley system is, we need to find out the efficiency of the system. So for finding out efficiency of the system, we know efficiency is equal to the ratio of the mechanical advantage of a machine divided by the velocity ratio. So efficiency eta can be represented by mechanical advantage divided by the velocity ratio. So mechanical advantage we had previously found out to be 2, and the velocity ratio also of this movable pulley system is 2. Therefore, from this expression, efficiency will be equal to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio, that will be equal to 1. But efficiency is only 1 in ideal situation. That is, when you ignore or neglect the friction and the mass of the pulley and the mass of the strings. But in practical situation, the mechanical advantage is usually less than 2, because along with the load, many other resistive forces are acting. Therefore, the amount of effort needed to apply becomes more. So, in ideal situation or in practice, the mechanical advantage is usually less than 2. But the velocity ratio remains the same, that is equal to 2. Therefore, the efficiency becomes less than 1. So, in practical situation, when you consider the mass of the pulley and the friction, the efficiency is usually less than 1. So, to summarize, why we use a movable pulley system? Because a movable pulley system, like a single fixed pulley, allows us to apply the effort in the downward direction, and like a single movable pulley, it allows us to lift up a load that is much heavier than the effort we are applying. Hence, we use a movable pulley system. Now, having learned so far, let's solve a sum regarding a movable pulley system. So, here it is given that this diagram contains a combination of a movable pulley P1, so a movable pulley P1 and a single fixed pulley P2. This fixed pulley is P2 for lifting up a load W upwards. So, if this is the load, then it is being moved in the upward direction. Now, the question that we have been given is, if the free end of the string moves through a distance x, by what distance is the load raised? So, in the free end of the pulley system, if we are applying an effort, that is E in the downward direction, and if this string is moving a distance of x, that is the effort is moving a distance of x, we need to find out how much distance is the load being raised. So for that, let's see this animation. Here this load is moving upwards and the effort is being applied downward direction. So the effort moves the distance of x. That is, this string moves x by 2. Also, this string moves x by 2. So in total, the effort is moving a distance of x. So see, the load is moving a distance of x by 2. That is half the distance the effort is moving. So when the effort moves a distance of x, so when dE is equal to x, the load moves a distance of x by 2. Therefore, the displacement of load is x by 2. Now, secondly, we need to find out how much effort is needed to lift up the load if the load is equal to 20 kgf. That is, the weight of this box is equal to 20 kgf. So for that, we need to find out the tensions which are acting on the different segments of the string. So firstly, let's find out the tension. So the load is being supported by these two strings, and here the tension T is acting. So these two tension is balancing the load. Similarly, this tension is being transferred onto this string, which is supporting the effort. And this tension also acts in an upward direction. So load can be written as equal to 2T because both the tension is balancing the load. The load can be written as 2T, and the effort is being balanced by only a single tension on this string. So effort can be written as only T. So if load is 2T, then effort can be written as load by 2. That is equal to 2T by 2, which is equal to T. This is the effort that we have found out to be. So if load given is 20 kgf, then effort would be 20 by 2, which is equal to 10 kgf. So if the load is 20 kgf in a movable pulley system, then we need to apply half the amount of effort, that is equal to 10 kgf.